In these unparalleled times, I'm sure each and every one of you is missing the good old days. For me, that included going to see new art, attending concerts, and eating at restaurants. I'm excited to inform you, both through personal interviews that I conducted, as well as extensive online research, about how these three industries are adapting to the coronavirus shutdown and how you can support them at this time. To start, I'd like to talk about the topic that I introduced myself with in my first speech and dive into how the art industry is transforming. Art is a visual and emotional experience, and translating that to this new era is not easy. Over the past decade, social media has steadily become more important for artists. One platform I'm sure many of you have is Instagram, which has become a leading platform for sharing, marketing, and selling art. Patreon is a newer platform that has you pay to subscribe to your favorite artists who offer exclusive content. According to an article by Sonia Shea on Artsy, many powerhouse galleries in the art world have been making the transition for a while. She says, more galleries will utilize third-party online sales platforms, including those such as Artsy, to reach a wider community of collectors. It goes without saying that there are advantages to a gallery space in real life. But to keep up with the rapid changes in the art market this decade, galleries can no longer solely depend on physical showrooms and art fairs for sales. Unlike physical galleries, buying and selling art online is not bound by geography, and it can happen around the clock. New technologies are also being utilized, including virtual reality. Much of the art experience is enjoying it in a gallery setting with other people to discuss the art with. Since we cannot be there in physical space, artists are creating virtual spaces to showcase artwork in. A friend and artist I have represented, Chris Ballin, here, had announced he was curating a 420 art show featuring 30 artists in our community before the quarantine. And when lockdown started, instead of canceling, he traded a painting to a digital art friend who created a VR art gallery, and he sold out over half of the show. Grants are another avenue that are sustaining artists. Art grants have always been a thing if you knew where to look. However, there are special funds that have been created for this situation. In my interviews, I discovered my friend Alex Mears, a glass artist who goes by Relax Glass, received $750 through Imagine 2020, which is the Colorado Artist Relief Fund. As you can see, artists are exploring new ways to share their artwork, but how are musicians handling all of this? Musicians are another breed of artists that traditionally rely on public events to survive. To replace concerts in person, many musicians are live streaming. Twitch, Facebook Live, YouTube, and other platforms are all being utilized more than ever to have live concerts. They're donation-based, and since many people are home bored, a couple dollars is not much for each consumer, but it adds up as streams get tens of thousands of viewers tuned in. Mark Rebier, who is a popular performer, says in an interview with Billboard magazine, "You can drive yourself crazy thinking about this stuff, or you can get your ass on the internet." Mark is one of many that is inviting sponsorships for live streams, utilizing his audience to advertise for a sponsored company. Merch sales are another avenue musicians are leaning on. Many musicians offer t-shirts, posters, and other merchandise at shows, but they have not been a focus previously. Now, many are pushing merch more than ever. According to Billboard magazine article by Steve Knopper, the band American Aquarium recently slashed t-shirt prices by $10, then tripled its usual income from merch in the first week after shows were canceled. In addition to that, offering music lessons is another fantastic option. Many musicians are offering to teach their skills to their fans. My old roommate, Danny Evans, who is the lead guitarist, vocalist of a nationally touring band named Amora Mora, never had time to teach before and turned down various offers, but with his tour canceled, he has recently been earning income offering Skype music lessons. Just like visual artists, musicians have found a way to share their music and monetize their own skills. But how are chefs and restaurant workers faring? Perhaps the most devastated industry by this pandemic, the restaurant industry is desperate for new sources of income. To-go and delivery meals are now a staple. Beatrice Toschi, owner of Il Pasto Accanto restaurant in New York City, had this to say in an Associated Press article. The biggest change is that we offer our food for delivery, which never, 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 ever, ever, ever happened before. I like my food to go from the kitchen to the table. That's it. World-renowned 3 Michelin star restaurant Alinea in Chicago has began offering an extremely discounted prix fixe menu. Usually they offer seats at the restaurant for $395. That generally includes 16 to 20 courses in a one-of-a-kind dining experience. However, they now have a set takeout menu for only $39.95. This set menu cuts down on ingredients needed in inventory and food waste since there are not as many choices. Another avenue restaurants are turning to is selling grocery, meal prep, and meal delivery services. Many restaurants are offering groceries and meal prep to help customers avoid long lines and large, potentially dangerous crowds at traditional grocery stores and markets. My paintball teammate Kyle Vieira, the furloughed executive chef of Cherry Creek's 801 Chop House, has revealed his new side hustle in my interview with him. He has been making large meals from home and delivering to friends, providing much needed income as he waits for his unemployment checks. Lastly, gift cards are another option for restaurants to turn to. Our favorite local mom and pop restaurants are pushing gift card purchases to help bring in revenue without even having to serve food. These make great gifts and allow sit-down restaurants income while they reopen their dining rooms. Listen, everyone's got to eat, and restaurants are finding new ways of serving it up to make it through these difficult times. Now that you've heard about how the visual arts, music, and restaurant industries have adapted to the new paradigm, how will you evolve? I encourage you to think outside of the box and find new ways to continue doing the things that you love. Please consider spending what you can on small businesses and local artists and musicians now, for hopes that they will stick around when the quarantine ends. Be well.